Welcome to the Moon Men podcast.
Does the moon actually possess such strange powers?
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Moonlight is thought to transform some people into strange creatures to drive others mad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're certainly glad to be here tonight.
We choose to go to the moon.
5, 4,
We choose to go to the moon.
2, 1, 0.
Like Haunted House or Scary Movie 2 type shit.
No, I don't think I can.
No?
No,
You wouldn't get some Ghost Head?
I'd rather get Robot Head than
It's
Ghost
been half a year, so I think I would.
Yeah. yeah. I didn't know what to say to that. That's funny because me and Eddie talked about that a long time ago on PlayStation parties. And one of the only videos I have from that time is me asking Eddie, you wouldn't get some Ghost Head? Because, like, nobody would know, right? So, like, if you're working in a cubicle, you're in the back of the fucking office, and they fucking unzip your shit.
Yeah, what's crazy is that people actually do that. I think they're called succubuses. They'll make a deal, and like you'll have dreams of them, like, you know, obviously partaking in acts like that, or even just relationships in total.
Mm-hmm.
And people will sell their souls for that kind of stuff.
Dude, that's I wouldn't sell my soul for that shit. But if there is like a succubus that was like
Your wallpaper?
You want to take that?
No. Don't ask me that every time we record, please.
It could be a phone. They could be calling for help.
That's true.
All right, you guys are gonna hear it. Oh,
Wait, who was it? Daniel?
No, it was my brother. You're gonna hear it. We're gonna restart after this phone call because there's no way I can cut this
Here
out.
we go for the 100th time. Magnet bits in every line. Throw 'em up and let something shine. Going out of my freaking mind. Filthy mouth. No excuse. Trying to find a new place to hang this noose. Stream me up from atop these roofs. Not a tight so I won't get loose. Truth is, you can stop and stare.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I know. He just called
Yeah,
me.
he
How the
literally.
fuck
Yeah,
Damn, he probably did need help, and that was it, dude. It
yeah.
was like, yeah, one chance to make a phone call. If they don't answer, you're kaploot, you're dead.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm never answering your shit again. Fuck you, asshole. But yeah, I don't know if I would ever sell my soul to get some pussy from a demon. I don't care how hot she is at night, every night.
It's pretty bold coming from you.
Well, I mean, that's kind of marriage when you think about it, right? You're selling your soul so you can get some guaranteed pussy until they
It's
feel
not
like
guaranteed.
yeah, until they feel like you don't deserve it anymore.
Yep.
It's a scam.
And then they take half your shit.
Then they take half your shit
They'll
afterwards.
leave you homeless, and you
That's
only
why
see
you guys-
the kids like twice a week.
That's
Yeah,
why you guys
exactly.
have to get your
And then child
prenups.
support is gonna be through the roof.
Yep.
Oh god, man,
Just
with
'cause
the
they make more
inflation
money.
rates now,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what
Mhm.
child support's like.
No matter what, dude. So, anyways. So let me tell you about what I experienced.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I'm
The other
curious
so
about
for
this.
my job, I go do like deliveries and stuff to hospitals and whatnot,
Mhm.
and sometimes I deliver equipment to like the rooms themselves, right?
Mhm.
But or pick up from like a dirty utility inside like the hospital. So I was at the hospital and I went to go pick up some dirty mattresses. And to kind of give you a quick layout, it's just like a straight hallway. Then on the left is like one set of doors, and on the right is another set of doors. And the stuff that's on the left, like in the middle of the because it's like kind of like I'm getting confused. Let me stick to
You
one
got
part.
confused with your
So
own
on my
stuff.
I
left
got
side,
confused.
on my left side there's a dirty utility, and on the right side there's like patient rooms, right?
Okay.
So I go and I hear this dude talking. Okay, I hear this dude talking, and I go and I see him standing by the bed and he's talking. He looked like a patient, right? So I was like, okay, he's probably sitting with somebody talking or whatever, right? So I go, I grab the beds, I scan them or whatever, just make sure they're the right ones I'm looking for, or the mattresses, the equipment. I throw them on my little cart, and as I'm leaving, I see the dude and he starts talking to me, right? And this all happens while I'm loading up the cart. So he was like, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?" He's like, "Oh, I'm living the life, man." He's like, "Stay in school." And I was like, "Yeah, cool." He's like, "Are you going to school?" And I was like, "No, but I do plan on going for like sports medicine, physical therapy, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, that's good. That's good. That's something I regret, right?" And mind you, let me give you a quick description. Think of, you've seen Home Alone, right? The first Home Alone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that dude who had like the frizzy hair that got electrocuted?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Think of him. That's pretty much who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he black?
Dude, what?
No, he's white. He just like
I don't see color, man. But like, I just gotta know.
I don't see color, man. Why you don't see color? Oh,
When you have to tell people you don't see color, it's because you see color. You're trying to blend in and hide.
Come on, dog. So is he black, bro?
You don't ask that, Eddie. Come on.
I'm trying to paint the picture, man.
Okay.
I literally told you he looks exactly like the dude from Home Alone, like to the T, except for the height. He's just probably.
He didn't say he looks like O.J. Simpson or some shit. He said he looked like a white actor.
He didn't even say that. Like the
Dumbass.
physical appearance, I thought afro, beard, tall.
That's pretty much it. But he's not.
But
tall.
he's not black.
Afro?
He has an afro.
Doesn't have an afro.
Yeah, he has
Yeah, he
like
does.
Yeah, look it up, dude. The dude
No.
from Home Alone, right?
Yeah, he doesn't really
he has
have
a further afro.
It's like curly-ish hair. That's not like an afro.
It's afro.
Okay,
puffed out
okay,
like an
okay,
afro.
okay. Whatever.
We
Tomato,
dicked you
tomato.
down to make you surrender. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So, anyways, so I'm talking to him, and we talked about some gibberish. Can't remember the conversation to the T, but I'm leaving, right? And one of the girls, her job, she pushes around a little cart, and she delivers food. And so she's walking out next to me, and we're real cool, you know, we get along. And she's like, "Did you see two people in there?" I was like, "No, I just saw him. He was talking to himself, so I figured he's like a homeless dude, just, you know, junkie." And she's like, "Dude, I won't lie to you. I promise I heard two voices in there." And I was like, "What do you mean you heard two voices?" She was like, "Yeah, I heard two voices. Like I heard his voice and heard someone else's voice." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And it would make sense because that dude was talking like before I got there, and I thought he was already talking to somebody. And as I'm leaving, how I was leaving, the room on the left side was a little, like, you know, ahead of his room.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I'm walking back down into like the elevators area, I can see like his entire layout in his room. So like, and if you're looking into like a regular room, on the left side is where he was standing, like next to his bed. On the right side was completely empty, and like in a hospital room. So obviously you have that, like, that sliding door with like the bathrooms and shit.
I think he's overcomplicating. When he first walked by, all he saw was a man talking to somebody. He assumed he saw somebody there, and then when he was walking back, he realized that there wasn't anybody there because he was able to see the whole room. Right?
No, the dude was standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm over.
You're gonna overemphasize the details and lose people.
Okay, all right. To slow it down for myself,
Uh-huh.
man was posted by his bed, nobody else in the room. I was like, okay, he's talking to himself. He's a fucking wacko. Walk ahead. Lady's like, did you hear two voices? Or did you see two people in there? And I was like, nah. She was like, well, I heard two voices. And I was like, no fucking way, you're lying. She was like, dead serious, dog. And yeah, that was the
Can you imagine he
conversation.
was talking to himself? He's like, "Hi, George, how are you?" And,
Or he's like-
and he's like, "What's up?"
Hi, Joe, how are you?
What's up, dog?
That would be weirder. So did you go back into the room and
Fuck
look
no, I
at
didn't go back to the room. Hell no. I fucking left.
I was half expecting you to be like, you walked up to the nurse and then she goes, "Who are you talking to?"
Exactly. I was thinking the
And
exact
then
same thing.
You're like, "Oh, that guy in the other room." And
Dude,
then
that
she's
shit
all,
would be
"Which guy?"
fucking
And then,
crazy.
"Oh, he died like 3 days ago or something."
That'd be wild.
That would be wild. I would be scared for
So,
you.
will you have patients in that place you work at?
So it was just, yeah. So it's pretty much like a hospital, and like when you know how you walk in and go see whoever you're gonna go see,
Yeah.
like there's rooms and everything, and there's a hallway, and there was doors on each side, and usually in the middle hall they have doors for like equipment for like bed sheets or, you know, just stuff to throw stuff away so other patients can't get in contact. So they have little codes on those doors for you to get in, and I gotta memorize all fucking 400 of those codes. So the patients were on one side, and then the equipment was on the other side across the hall.
Okay.
Kind of thing. If that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. So
No,
to
to
answer
me-
your
to-
question, he drops off stuff
Son of a
at the
bitch.
hospital and then he picks it up.
Okay.
Okay?
So you're
He's in and out of hospitals.
you're
I
an
think.
Uber for hospitals,
Pretty much.
or
Yeah.
or DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a better way of putting it.
What's the craziest thing what's the craziest thing?
Well,
you've
I
seen?
guess in this position, huh? Yeah, what is because in your old position when you were in EMT, for those long-time listeners, Rob did witness some crazy shit, and you can go tune into those episodes to hear it. But now in your new position, has there been anything supernatural that's happened while you're in these different hospitals?
Supernatural? No. The closest thing I can tell you that I've heard was some other nurse was on the 3rd floor at the Banner main hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So on the 3rd floor, there's two sides. There's a new side and the old side. And so I was on the old side. And the old side is pretty much like the old building before they built the new building. So self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on the 3rd floor, and she asked me, hey, have you ever been in that room, like over there? And it was just like a room across the hall. And I was like, no. Like usually whenever people order stuff from there, they throw the mattresses in the hallway, and I pick it up from there. And she was like, huh, well, she just started working there, she told me. And that I guess there's little kids that run up and down that hall, because it used to be like the
Children's Hospital.
pretty much, yeah. And so when kids died there, and obviously, and she said, yeah, they say that at night you see and hear kids running up and down the hall. You hear them laughing, etc. And I'm like, what the fuck? So now, whenever it's nighttime, and I kid you not, sorry for sounding like a bitch, but when it's nighttime and I get a pickup or delivery there, I always wait till the morning because I do not want to do it. 'Cause I'm
Dude.
scared.
Dude,
All
you
right.
should do it.
Wait.
Pick me up and then we'll go
I
together.
was just about to ask that. So, like, I know it's probably technically legally not allowed, but just between us, you know.
And the internet.
And
Yeah,
the
but they
internet.
don't know where he works, you know.
So technically, you guys could, because the area that I have to walk through is public.
Uh-huh.
So when I first get in, it's not public, but I can easily meet up with you guys in like the public area, and we can walk together to that little area that's supposedly haunted, and I can walk with you guys up and down. The only thing you guys can't go in with me is just the rooms I told you where I had to put codes in.
Mhm.
But other than that, and the back rooms where I can fast travel everywhere. But that's it. Everything else, what I told you or where I told you is public. We can walk up and down there right now.
Really?
I don't know if I've. Oh.
He's putting his
Okay.
Fucking Doug is trying to jump in.
He's like, damn, that shit's scary.
I don't know if I ever said this story on the podcast, but there was this one night my dad was at the hospital, and he said like around 2 a.m. He was at St. Mary's.
St. Mary's is creepy.
Yeah, it's really fucking creepy. He said this one night, like around 2 a.m., he kept hearing kids play like up and down, and he didn't know what time it was, so he thought that maybe there's a family visiting a patient. So he kept hearing kids going up and down the hallway. So
The entire night, dude.
no, not the entire night. He told me like maybe like 10 minutes.
Oof.
And after 10 minutes, it randomly stopped. And I guess the nurse went in to check on him, to check the vitals and check the whatever they had to do. And he's like, hey, why were those kids playing around? And why were they playing so loud? And he's like, there were no kids, sir. It's 2 a.m.
That's creepy.
That is fucking
And then
creepy.
he's like, oh, okay.
Okay, I have one that I definitely haven't told on the show before. So my grandfather passed away from Alzheimer's and dementia. We don't know which of the two it was, but they're pretty much the same thing.
R.I.P. Grandpa, dude.
I know, legend. And I was his caregiver, you know, in the later stages of his life, and so I was always around him. And there was a lot of times, like when he got sick, where I would stay over the night, and I would hang out with him because I needed to monitor his fever. And there was a couple times where he would freak me out for various reasons. One time I walked in on him masturbating, and that guy was going to town. I'm sorry, Tata, if you're listening to this.
Dude.
In the
Was
afterlife.
it straight like, or was it?
It was the second one mixed with the first one, so it was
Damn.
like
That was like the last surge kind of thing.
yeah,
dude.
like
Holy shit. And
he mustered up enough energy
Can I
to
joke
like.
about that, dude?
No, you're good.
That was
Yeah,
literally the last fucking splurge. Dude.
I was
Holy
like,
fuck.
and I just happened to walk in because I was in another room doing something else, and I walked out, and I walked in, I saw him, and I didn't know what to do, and then he looked at me, he stopped, and then he was basically mute at that point. He wasn't talking, and we just looked at each other, and I was like, I'm going back into the room, right?
Damn, was awkward.
So I had a light in it before I got really dark.
Did
with
you
it.
see his pee-pee?
I had to because I was I would put in his catheters and stuff.
Be honest, because we're men. Was it bigger than yours?
He was slinging. He was slinging.
He was slinging some dick, dude.
I'm not gonna go into who is bigger because that's weird. But he was slinging. I didn't expect it.
He was packing.
He was
He
packing
was packing the heat.
Like Green Bay.
Granddaddy
like
dick.
Green Bay. Yeah, like Green Bay. He was yeah, he was packing, and obviously I had to see every part of him because I was his caregiver, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I saw it, and but I had to go light with it because he would see a lot of shit throughout the days, you know.
No.
Because I don't know what it is about Alzheimer's and dementia. It's a disease that scares and fascinates me, but part of it is seeing things that aren't there, or as some doctors and some people believe, seeing things that are there that nobody else can see.
Like kind of like drugs and shit.
Kind of, yeah. And so sometimes it was funny. Like sometimes he would call me over, and whenever he talked, it was like a holy day because he never talked. He would call me over and he would be like, hey, can you get me my pants? And I'm like, why? Like, where are you going to go? You can't walk. And he's like, I need my pants because I got to go meet up with Arnold Schwarzenegger right now. And I'm like, oh, okay, buddy. Well, get an autograph from me when you go meet him, right? Shit like that. But the ones that stuck out to me is like when he would get fevers, he would get really bad. And I never told any of my family this because I didn't want to freak them out. And none of these stories occurred to me until your hospital ones for some reason. But the one that got me was one night I was there, I was watching him, and he had a really bad fever. And he was already getting to like those later stages where the disease is really taking over his mind. And I was in the kitchen preparing like some water rags to put on him to help keep his temperature down because he wasn't taking medicine. And I remember him going, psst, psst. And that's how he would get people's attention, right? He would like, psst them.
Yeah.
And so I walk over, and because I thought he was calling me. And before I can enter the room fully, I look over at his bed, and he's staring straight into this dark hallway at the end of the living room, right? And he's all, psst. And he's doing this, like he's motioning for them to come over. And I was like, huh? Like, I was like, what the fuck am I, like, what am I dealing with here, right? And then I walk into the room, and I'm like, Tata, like, who are you talking to? Like, but what is it? Like, I'm trying to, like, talk to him.
Yeah.
And he looks at me, and he looks scared. And then he looked back over at the thing, and then he looked back at me, and then he looked at the hallway.
Dude.
And then he just stared at his feet, and then didn't look up after that, right? And so then I went over to the hallway, and I'm, like, thinking it's the cat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they have a cat. Maybe he saw the cat because sometimes he'll call her. No, the cat's not there. Open the door at the end of the hallway, and my nana's asleep. Open the door right in front of it, and it's an empty room. And I'm like, what the fuck? And that kind of thing happened a lot. But one time, I think the worst one was, it was the middle of the day. It was just me and him by ourselves. And it was one of those middle of the day type of vibes where it's creepy because there's like no life around you, right?
Yeah.
It's so quiet in the outside world and in your house that it feels creepy.
Yeah.
Even though it's the middle of the day. And I was on the verge of falling asleep because he was just watching his TV. And then I hear him start talking. And I couldn't really understand what he was saying because he was mumbling. So like I instantly start like waking myself up, and I look over at him, and he's turned and he's looking towards his left, and he's talking to somebody. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I walk over, and I'm like, who are you talking to? And he's like, the girl right there. And I was like,
no,
fuck,
dude. That
dude.
reminded me of something. Keep going.
I was like, what girl? And he said a name. I can't remember it now. And I remember asking my nana, like, do we have a family member by that name, or did he date a girl by that name or something? And she goes, I don't, that doesn't sound familiar to me. And so then I remember like researching it and asking like some of the doctors that came through about it. And they're like, they'll see a bunch of stuff like that. It's part of it. But like those little instances happened enough to where I genuinely believe that he was making contact with spirits in the afterlife.
Yeah.
And he was like able to communicate with them. And I want to believe that they're like reassuring him and kind of carrying him into it.
Yeah.
But the times they always chose to show themselves always freaked me out because it was always like me and him alone by ourselves. And I just happened to experience it because I was next to him. And the fucked up part is I saw that with some other patients too. It didn't scare me as much, but I would hear them talking to people.
Yeah.
And my last patient, before I ended up quitting caregiving, she would, lock herself in her bedroom, and she would start crying and screaming and yelling. And I would like be banging on the door asking for her to let me in. And she would be yelling at them, get out, get out. And I would always think that she's talking to me. And then she would open it and she'd be smiling. I'm like, who are you talking to? And she goes, oh, I was just talking to my friends. And I was like,
Wild.
what the fuck?
Hell, dude.
Damn.
I would have quit on the spot the first time that happened to me, dude. I'd cry.
Well, like, we always say that, but in the moment, we always write it off because people will hear your story about the hospital and be like, fuck that, I would have walked out. You know what you did? You walked out, got in the truck, and finished your day at the job.
That is true. But the thing is something like that is totally different than hearing like, oh yeah, dude, I hear some kids often. And I'm like,
That
okay.
that's true because in that case you're living with
Yeah,
with
you're
them.
you're sitting there while she's screaming, "Get out!" and like probably fucking blood curdling screams and shit, like she's getting fucking kidnapped, and you're on the other door trying to open the door. Sorry, not we're trying to get in. Sorry, and you open it. She's like, "Oh, what's good, big dog?" Dabs you up. I was like, "Yeah, I'm just talking to the homies."
Yeah,
like, no, bro.
And a lot of times with her, I would write it off because she had a lot of mental disorders that were undiagnosed, and like she would lock herself in the bathroom and just cry for no reason. And sometimes when she got agitated, she would like run out of the house and start walking into traffic. Not trying to kill herself, but she would just start walking and she wouldn't think, and so I would have to chase after her. And this little hoe, no disrespect, would start running away from me. So I would chase after her, and if I started to run, she would take off running.
Dude, she was a track star, wasn't she? You saying Bolt out there just fucking.
And I fucked up because I put her on a diet and I helped her lose a lot of weight. So when I first took care of her, she wasn't walking that much. By the end, she was outrunning me sometimes, and I was like, "This motherfucker."
Damn, that's wild.
I know, right?
I'm honestly really glad we chose that right now with the environment to talk about today's topics, because I literally was fucking.
It got super quiet in my
I'm
house.
fucking scared.
Like really.
Are you nervous? He
Hold
gets
on.
No,
quiet when
it's
he's
like
nervous.
just stay quiet and see how like loud it is.
Damn, this is gonna be a good night.
Hey Rob, can I call you on the way home?
Well, you're gonna want to. Hold on, I got one story before we get into it. That's cool.
I got one story too.
Okay. Before we continue, welcome back to the Moonman Podcast, everybody. I'm your host Devin, joined today by your co-host Eddie and your other co-host Rob. I'm just gonna start saying I'm hanging out with you guys. I'm hanging out with Eddie and Robert today, and we're doing the second official episode of the Spooky Hour. And if you can't already tell, it's getting heavy already. All right,
We're supposed to be talking about cryptids, not fucking ghosts.
Well,
But we'll get into
We'll get into it, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta tell this quick story.
Where we got some more stories, and we're gonna get into cryptids. These guys have been doing a lot of research this week, and so we got some things to trade. And Rob has got some heavy hitters apparently. So I'm sitting next to Eddie. I'm holding his knee. We're gonna make sure he's okay.
We gotta start a campfire right there. In the
Yeah,
middle.
we should get a little orange light and put it.
Well,
right there.
that's
what that was.
No, it's too bright. It's too bright.
That honestly was kind of sets the mood though.
Can you dim it?
no.
That's just dim.
I mean, I could.
Face it downward. What do you guys
Is
think?
that better?
Nah.
I like the dark, to be honest. It kind of
I do. Yeah, I like the dark. I was getting myself freaked out remembering those stories.
All right. So while he figures that out, so my quick story was this: the house that I live in now. It was I lived in it for like 3-4 years, right? The first year that we lived there, my little sister, she was 7, 8 at the time, and she would have this imaginary friend. You know how kids have imaginary friends, right? And
Normal kids. I didn't. Go ahead.
Okay, but anyways, so she had this little imaginary friend named Emily that would run around the house with her, and she talked to her all the time, right? And during this time, it didn't help at the fact that I always felt someone hitting the edge of my bed, so I always said, "Oh, it's just a little leprechaun lives in our house." And then this hallway where the water cooler is, that door kind of sometimes opens, not opens all the way, but it sounds like if someone's trying to open it, but they can't open it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it's just the wind. It's all right.
I can hear him over. He's all fuck.
So that's where it gets good. This one day, like 2-3 years later, right? My little sister, she totally forgot about her imaginary friend. I forgot about it. I had a dream. And it was weird. It was like how when you have those dreams when you go to work and shit, and then you wake up and you have to go to work? I guess it kind of sucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the dream was kind of like that, where I'm waking up to go to work. So I get up, I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth or whatever. I get out, I go to my nana's bathroom, I get my clothes in there, because at the time, it was a little weird. I had to get my clothes. So all that's going down, and while it's going down, it's like if I was a normal, right? I'm hearing this little girl talk to me, and she constantly kept saying, "I've always been here. I'm here." Like, kind of like, don't forget about me kind of thing. And she's telling, I can't remember exactly what she was telling me before, but pretty much to sum it all up, she was like, I've been living here the entire time. And she kept saying like, I need help, this, and that. And she told me that her name was Emily. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it. So I wake up, right? I go about my day. I come home later and I told my nana about it. And I was like, yo, I had a weird dream last night. She was like, what'd you dream of? And I was like, there was this little girl. Her name was Emily. And she was like, she pretty much was in my closet, and then she went to the bathroom with me to brush my teeth. Then she came in here with me to your room to get my clothes, and she was telling me like everything about like how she lives here and this and that. She's like, what was her name again? And I was like, Emily. And she was like, you know what's crazy is that was your little sister's imaginary friend when we first moved in here. And I was like, oh, nah, bro. And so now we all call her Emily. And so whenever we hear something weird, we just like Emily, relax and stuff like that.
You know, that's creepy because of The Conjuring and Annabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Because they invited the spirit into their home. And I think they called it Annabelle, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's just Annabelle. It's a little ghost girl who's inhabiting like this doll, and she plays with our daughter or whatever. And then it turned out to be a demon who stole their souls. That's kind of.
Wait, do you still hear stuff?
As of late, no. But whenever I do, I always look at my dogs now. So if their ears perk up or they look up, I'm like that. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? But if they don't, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna relax. There's probably something. I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
You know, I don't trust dogs when it comes to it. I trust cats. That's why I have cats.
Oh yeah, I have a cat too. But a friend of mine, he told me a story about how like he heard one night he woke up to like some glass hitting the floor and breaking, and he looked over at his dog, and his dog was perched up. Like, what the fuck is that? And he told me that like he didn't know what the fuck it was, and he waited by the door to see if like maybe it was his mom, his sisters, his brothers, like maybe dropped something, but no lights were on, no nothing. And so he gave it a little bit, got up, looked around, didn't find nothing, right? So he goes back to bed. In the morning, he goes out and asks everybody, like, oh, did you hear at that? Like, did you hear something break? And they all told him no. And so the only reason why he freaked out was because his dog got alerted to it and was panicked too.
Yeah, but there wasn't no broken glass on the floor?
Nada. And his floor is carpet.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That's kind of fucking creepy,
Yeah.
actually. That is kind of creepy.
I don't want to do this anymore, guys.
What was your
Look,
story?
it's already 9:30. You guys gotta go.
It's fucking good, dude. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
So
to
we're
talk about it.
recording this episode late at night to really emphasize the fear factor here, and because we know Eddie's gonna get scared.
Love it.
So don't worry, Eddie. We're getting scared with you. I have to drive home
I
on a
sleep
dark
here,
road.
motherfucker. I sleep here.
You're gonna play some fucking Minecraft.
No,
videos
I
and
have to
pass
go
out.
to sleep right now once we finish
Yeah,
this.
you're gonna play some Minecraft videos and pass out.
Yep.
That's why I say
You're gonna forget
sleep
all
with an
about it,
eye
dude.
mask, play some white noise, and fucking
You're
do whatever you need to do, man. Take some melatonin
I
too.
hate whenever I used to sleep over at your house and you put the white noise, took me so fucking long.
Yeah, are you one of those sleepers where it has to be dead quiet and like dark for you
Yeah.
to sleep? Yeah,
no,
me too.
at least a fan.
Yeah, I
at
have
least
my fan on.
I at least
can't.
need the fan.
Mhm.
But the white noise when I'm sleeping over at your house, dude, I hate
I
it.
had to use the white noise because that big fan that I used to use
Yeah.
was fucking up my breathing because I was breathing in cold air all night
That's
and
when you were
dust.
fat at that time though.
Yeah, I was also fat, but even when I got skinny, I was getting sick a lot
Oh,
and it was
yeah.
fucking up my breathing.
Here's an idea. How about don't put the fucking house at 69 degrees?
Well, I put it at 69 degrees now because my room is hot and that fan would cool me down. It's like an industrial size fan. So it would cool me down. It would keep my whole body cold all night because I like to sleep cold. So now that I don't use the fan for my breathing, I keep the house cold and I play white noise to replicate it. And I sleep good. I sleep real good.
Yeah,
Well, you
you
ain't gonna
do.
sleep good tonight.
Watch it, if you ever sleep over at his house and he does that shit to you, I guarantee you will not be getting good sleep that night.
I don't know.
think
Every dude that's ever slept over at my house, has all
Resume.
except you waking
No.
up and been like, "That was the best sleep of my life."
No, Diddy.
No
there-
Diddy.
there's just this one time where you and I shared the bed and you didn't turn it on, and that was like the best sleep.
It's good sleep. Like when the conditions are right, it's good sleep. Like no Diddy, but like when Kyle and Juan and
When
I
the
think
homies lay with you,
Borg,
dude?
like when
It's
they're
because you feel safe, dude.
well, no, but like they all slept over individually, and then Kyle and Juan were together, and we all slept together.
Yeah.
Pause.
I there's this one
Resume.
night, me, you, Alfred, all slept in your room. Alfred, I don't know where he was. I was
On the
under your
floor.
bed for sure, and sleeping under your bed was nice.
Dude, I would not sleep under a bed because what if you wake up and like you see Alfred's body next to you, but then right next to him you see a white face staring at you, smiling,
dude.
Oof.
and you're trapped.
And you gotta fucking slap Alfred in the chest, be like, "Hey, get the fuck up!
You gotta kick him, and as soon as you do, the thing moves. Like okay. Before we get into the cryptids, I guess this is kind of a transition here.
What about my story?
Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll tell your story. But
Forgetting the homie, dude.
have you ever seen that video?
It's okay, man.
Hold on.
You guys dissed me twice today.
Hold on. Look at. Have you ever seen that one video where the wife wakes up? She wakes up in the middle of the night, right? And her husband's asleep next to her. And she like looks over and she sees him and she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she gets a call on her phone and she turns over and it's her husband and she's like, "What the fuck?" And she answers it because she thinks somebody stole his phone. And she's like, "Hello?" And then she's like hello, and then he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I took the dog out to go pee because he was trying to pee in the house or whatever, right?" And then she's like, "What do you mean? Aren't you laying right next to me?" And he goes, "What?" And then she turns over and she looks, and then it shows the thing sleeping next to her, and it was a white face like this, smiling at her. And I was like, "Oh fuck no, dude! Oh." I didn't sleep that night when I saw that.
Well,
Okay.
I guess the story I'm just gonna say applies to sleeping. So
Yeah,
I guess
okay.
I
Good
go
transition,
Go
right?
ahead, Eddie. Go ahead.
That's all right.
There's this one night. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but there's this one night. My uncle, he passed away. It was recent,
R.I.P.
and
R.I.P. Unc.
my mom said that like around like 3 or 4, she heard knocking on her window, like someone tapping. But she was so like asleep that she couldn't tell if it was.
Dude, and your mom's room is creepy.
Yeah,
as shit,
it is, dude. So she couldn't tell if it was just a figment of her imagination or if it was actually happening. So she goes back to sleep. Doesn't matter. Goes about her day, and then she gets a call in the morning saying, "Hey, so and so had passed away last night." It's like,
damn.
And she's like, "Oh wow, that's sad." And then she started thinking about it. It's like,
It was like he probably wanted to say goodbye or something.
that's exactly what she thought. She's like, he probably came by to say goodbye.
Oh,
So
hell
wait,
no.
hold on. Hold
Yeah.
on. So then, I think it was one of my cousins who was talking to her. So she's all like, "Hey, out of curiosity, what time did he pass away?" It's like, "Oh, like 3 or 4 a.m." So like, it probably was him saying goodbye to her.
Nah. You know what that
That shit's
reminded
hard.
me of?
No, I still have another story. Hold on.
Okay, my bad.
Actually, no.
My bad.
Tell me.
Okay, we gotta start transitioning because
Yeah.
we've been here for too long.
Yeah.
It reminded me of this didn't happen to us when we played, but this reminded me of the mortuary assistant when we were playing it. Also, check the YouTube because it's live. It's been live. By the time this comes out, it's live. It's up. We played the mortuary assistant, all 3 of us. Anyways, when I watched my brother play for the first time, when he was examining one of the bodies, there was a knock on the glass. So it was a tick, 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 tick. And then he turned around and there was an old lady sitting on the glass like this, talking to him from
Damn.
outside, right?
That shit would have been hard.
And
to
so
see.
imagine in that scenario where your mom wakes up, she's not groggy enough to like go back to sleep, so she wakes up and she turns around and it's your uncle, but it's not your uncle.
Ooh, that's fucking creepy.
Because the woman in the video game is supposed to be your mom, but obviously it's the demon
Yeah.
trying to pretend to be your mom.
Yeah.
That freaks me out, man.
That was a whole
Okay,
new
so
thing for me.
the next story, it has to do with my mom too.
Oh God.
She there was this one night my dad, he was like very critical in the hospital, and this was years ago, like 10 years ago, and she was having a dream of at the hospital that she was at the hospital with my dad, and she was on the bedside, and then her dad walked in, my grandpa, and
This was a dream, right? Sorry.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And he goes on next to him on the other side of the bed, and he looks up at her, and he's all like, "So, do I take him now?" And she just said no. And when she woke up, she felt like, I guess, sadness in her
Yeah.
chest
What?
because at the time, my grandpa was already passed away. So he was basically saying, "Do I take him with me now,
Yeah.
or do I leave him?"
It's fucking creepy. I mean, with all due respect, but that's creepy.
Fucking creepy.
It's fucking creepy. You know, it's like when my thought that was seeing shit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, seeing old family members or whoever. That's fucking wild. All right, let's get into some
Yeah.
cryptids.
Hell
This
yeah.
is
All right.
that was a perfect tone
Eddie,
setter.
I think I have 5 things. How much do you have?
4,
All right.
but
Do
they're super short and they're not that
Okay,
well
we'll
researched.
just bounce
Okay.
off. So
Alright, you
he'll
want me to
start us
start?
off.
I could start off because he keeps bringing up white people. So
Go ahead.
I could
White
start.
people, dude.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a platform that allows you to find and speak with a therapist in a way that fits you and your needs. Whether you have some things that you feel are holding you back, or you just need somebody to talk to, BetterHelp offers you the support system to approach your struggles however you see fit. They have remote therapy sessions that can be done through call, text, or even video conferences. Plus, BetterHelp works with you to find a therapist that fits you. So, if you're interested in taking the first step towards self-improvement and starting therapy, use code MOONMEN to save yourself 10% off at checkout. That's code MOONMEN to save 10% off at checkout. Thank you again to BetterHelp for supporting the show. Well, as you're getting your notes ready here, you know why the white things scare us? Like, there's this thing that scientists have talked about, and it's like pseudoscience, so it's not, legit. But they hypothesize that at some point in human history, we were hunted or we had to exist with some creatures that look like that or that are still around.
Yeah.
Because all humans are psychologically trained to be fearful of like skinny creatures with white faces and black eyes.
Yeah.
Like we're all afraid of it for some reason. And it's like imprinted into our brains. And so some like historians and pseudoscientists believe that there was a creature out there that existed like that. So why don't you tell us about it?
Called the Ningen. Or Ningen.
Are you sure it's not Ningen?
I don't know.
I think it's pronounced Ningen because in the Japanese, Ningen means human.
Oh, yeah. So,
Well, is it from an Asian culture?
well, no, it's from Antarctica.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
dude.
So the whole reason why it's very popular in Japan is because Japan sent a research group down there to research whales and capture whales and see how just researching whales. But they said that in one of the cases they captured a humanoid thing
Really?
that had, to them, it looked like an upper body of a human, but two of them connected. So like cat and dog, basically.
Oh,
think
okay,
cat and dog,
okay.
but
What
as a
the
human.
fuck?
But as a human, and how do you say Ningen?
Ningen.
Well,
Ningen.
in Japanese, they say Ningen.
Ningen.
Well, Ningen.
You're saying it right.
Yeah, I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but
No.
it's Ningen.
Ningen.
Yeah.
Ningen.
So, they described that as like two upper bodies connected, pale white with black eyes.
What the fuck?
That's wild.
So
That's fucking wild that I just said that.
Yeah, that you said that.
That's why you don't come in the bathroom, fellas.
And then hold on, it's dark. No, I don't want to do it. It's too bright. It's okay. It's okay though. Thank you. So it worked its way into what? What? Just say it.
Dude, just keep going.
No,
I'm trying not to interrupt the show.
Go
I was gonna
ahead.
laugh.
Go ahead. Oh.
Before he starts laughing.
So they
Asshole.
never captured footage of it. It's just like an online rumor.
Like a legend. That
Yeah,
passed
but
on.
Google Maps one time captured a photo of it, but there's
Damn.
so many people saying that it
It's
looked
fake.
like
Here, I'll
an
pull it up for
iceberg.
us.
All right.
That they just kind of wrote it off, and that's why it's become so prominent in
Yeah.
Japanese culture.
And where'd you say this was found at?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. So I'm gonna kind of piggyback because one of the ones that I researched.
Yeah.
Oh,
It kind of looks
damn.
like a. What are those fucking lava things from Minecraft?
The lava things.
I don't know what they're called, but
Ye-
where you write them and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Nether.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like that for the folks at home.
So to piggyback off of Eddie, this is kind of different. This was in Alaska. There's these things that are called kalupuits, and pretty much they live in the bodies of like the waters and shit. They live in the water, and they mimic female bodies. And pretty much if you want a description of how they look, they think of like females in distress. They have really long black, like greasy hair, and they have scaly skin, and they have super long fingernails. Okay, so and their eyes are kind of like sunken and dark, and so pretty much they carry like little satchels called amatics. They're like amatics. They're they're just satchels, like I think of a purse, a handbag, whatever. And pretty much what they do is they will hum like how a mom will hum a lullaby to a baby, like to put them to sleep or whatever. But they will
like
hum
in the ocean, or like they'll come out and
no,
so like mermaids,
kind of pretty much.
It sounds like he's
so like say if we were
mermaids.
sitting down right now and we hear like a little
don't.
I can't do the hums.
I get it. I get it wrong.
This is not even the scariest one. But you'll hear the hum, right? Like little infants, well, babies, not infants. Sorry, that's too young. There you go. That's a good one. But you'll hear little kids will hear it and will get drawn to it because it sounds like a mother, kind of like soothing them. And they'll hear it going towards the water. So as soon as they get close to the water, the kalupuits will come out, snatch them, put them in their bag, and they go back deep into the water.
Oh shit! Kind of like kappas, huh?
Yeah. Have you seen Black Panther 2?
I have not.
No, they have that cryptid in the movie.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much. I've never seen it, so I'm gonna assume it's probably like the same shit.
Well, shit. I haven't done any research, but that's what kappas are in Japanese
Yeah.
folklore. For those of you playing at home, it's these giant turtle monsters that will drown kids in rivers, and it was created allegedly to keep kids away from water so they wouldn't drown.
Yeah.
But people say that they've seen them out, like fishermen,
Yeah.
old Japanese fishermen have said that they've seen them on the shores, and they'll like swim over the boats and knock them over, and they're known to be troublemakers.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
What was that thing called that you said?
The kalupuits.
Kind of the same name,
Kalupiluit?
right? That's
That was
kind of
close
creepy.
enough. But pretty much just to finish it off, the reason why they only snag children is because they'll take them down to a little like underwater cavern and they'll eat them.
Oh, I thought
And-
they were gonna diddy them.
No, they'll eat them because, well, I mean, Eddie might know him because he's immortal, but they eat them to stay immortal.
How have you lived this long?
I used to live in England, man. I just dropped the accent.
It kind of
Let
slipped
me
a little
hear
when he
your
said
English
Bond.
accent,
I
Eddie.
can't, man. It's been years.
Just
It's
say
been
hello.
Hundreds of years.
Just say hello.
Hello, governor.
Oh my god.
He's all hello, governor. Like you didn't even try.
Yeah, I
Okay,
did.
Whatever. What's your next one?
Well, since we're talking about the ocean, I'm gonna need your help with this one
Okay.
because I don't know how to pronounce it. But basically, it's a sea turtle with the island on its back.
Oh damn! Like in the Avatar.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that's a big word. That's like
that's why I can't.
Wait, hold on. Aspidochelone.
Aspidochelone.
Cyclitis.
Aspidochelone.
Aspidochelone.
We'll
So-
call him Aspo for short.
So
Aspo.
it's Aspo.
Yeah, that's for short.
Okay. So it's the oldest cryptid that they could recount because it's from the Greek mythology. And it's basically a huge sea turtle with the shell being an island on its back.
Yeah.
And there's a story that sailors saw the island, docked their boats, started exploring it, and started building a fire so they could cook. And the turtle got so hot that it had to submerge itself into the water, and it drowned and killed all the sailors.
Damn.
And it's become popular because of Avatar, and then it's also in other different stories.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stephen King drew inspiration from that.
Yeah,
'cause
they mentioned that.
he it's weird. I won't get into it, but all of his books take place in the same universe, and that universe is inside of a galaxy that lives on an astral turtle's back.
Oh,
So it's like a giant turtle that's floating through space, and its shell contains the realms of humanity, and they all exist in those realms. And the turtle is like God in that. It's a weird ass thing. Look it up if you're interested, but that's weird. It's weird how turtles are symbolic like that.
So basically, if you see a floating island coming towards you, run away or float away, swim away, whatever.
And that's the thing too, because you don't know if you're moving or the island's moving.
True. Yeah.
If you're like, and I'm willing to bet there's so many accounts of islands disappearing, ghost islands, if you will, where it's like, you know it's there, and then you chart it down on like a sea map, and then you go back a year, 2, 10 years later, and it's not there.
I just thought about this. What if that was what Atlantis was built on? A big ass a sea turtle. And once the volcano started erupting and everything started shaking, it submerged itself.
Well, you were kind of cooking, but they think Atlantis was in Egypt. Or not Egypt. Yeah, I think it is Egypt. It's in a desert somewhere that used to be an ocean. They found the rings and everything.
You used to be an ocean, yeah.
Well, we could talk about another one.
Yeah.
You.
Yes.
Go.
Oh, again? Hell yeah. So,
it's kind of what happens
to stay in
here.
the Alaskan feel. The Alaskan midgets, dude.
High five! I've been waiting for that.
Hell yeah!
Give me a good one. Give me
high
five.
Do you know how to high five? We have to have a mutual.
Like we push up.
Yeah.
You went.
No, you could just slap.
No, ready? You mutual. There you go. Ready? One more.
Because
high five.
We're doing our two. Go, Rob.
Okay, so the respective name is called the Urson rats.
Alaskan midgets.
Alaskan midgets. Wait, that's what it translates to.
Erskine rats.
Urson.
Urson rat. That's still not the respectful proper name.
Calling them a rat.
Yeah,
but technically they're kind of they're kind of small like rats. So what, dude?
Sound like
you
an
laugh?
elephant.
No, wait till you hear the story.
I'm sorry.
You're not going to Alaska with this one.
It's the way you said it. Here, turn off the light. I need to get in the zone for this. I'm excited.
Okay. So pretty much the Alaskan midgets, they're little people who live in forests of Yupik. That's like in Alaska. I don't know where. My bad. But they wear little wooden masks to hide their faces, and some of them have like little wooden horns on them, like on the mask. Kind of think of like deer antlers, kind of thing, right? So, for clothing, they just have like little coats to keep them warm and shit. But they pretty much they live in caves, anything to kind of like hide out. But all they do is hunt and fish. They mind their business. They don't bother nobody. They just run the fucking forest, hunt, do whatever, right? They mind their business. The only thing that kind of causes problems with them is if they see you disturbing their land. So whether it be throwing trash, breaking down trees, or anything to harm like the environment, they'll come for you. And the reason how they do it is like, say if you're hunting, they'll mimic noises like elk or the birds or whatever you're hunting. They'll mimic that noise to draw you away from like the path that you're on, right? So until you get far enough to where you're kind of like lost, they'll show themselves and they'll be like, "Yo, like you need some help," and if you accept, they lead you in a complete opposite direction of where you're supposed to go, deeper into the forest. And when they do that, they tie you up like that. They pretty much they tie you up and they hang you up in trees. And when they hang you up in trees, they throw rocks at you, they poke you with sticks. It's not funny.
I'm sorry.
You laugh now until you're being hung up there, fucking like this and shit.
Well, it's not gonna be tough for Devin. It's just gonna be his people.
Gonna be
hi, Devin. Long time no see.
I'm not laughing. In case of somehow they hear me, dude. I'm not laughing at that. The joke was hard, but I respect y'all. Okay, I don't want to get tied up because they'll throw rocks and they'll poke at you until you either die or they get bored. And when they get bored, they leave you hanging there. And the thing is that you're so far off the trail, nobody's gonna hear you scream for help. No one's gonna hear you or see you or find you. So at the end of it,
Alaska's huge,
and you just hang there, dude. And the only way you peace out is if you die, or the animals there will come and they'll eat you.
Wait, what if when they ask you, "Hey, do you need some help? Are you looking for anything?" What if your answer is, "Yeah, I'm looking for you"? What do they do there? They're gonna be like,
or what happens if you say no?
If you say no, they'll just that I don't know. They might still do the same thing of
they might just
luring
take
you away
anyways.
and like grab you, tie you up, and be like, "All right, dude, this is where you peace."
Mm-hmm.
So,
damn,
that's the Alaskan midgets, dude.
Yeah, that is. I'm glad I waited for that. That's
let's
fucking
ask
funny.
Jose if he's seen any.
And you know what?
Ask Juan if he fucking knows them, dude. They're relatives.
I was gonna say,
goddamn.
I was gonna say if
Love you, Juan.
Juan went out there, they probably wouldn't even fuck with
Oh,
them.
dude, for real.
They'd be like, "Oh, dude, did you get lost?"
They're like, that's the albinos, dude.
like, oh my god. But people forget how big fucking Alaska is. You know, it's the biggest state in the entire United States. It's bigger than Texas. It's bigger than Maine or any other huge state you can think of. It's like Texas and California put together. It's fucking massive. And so if you're going into one of those forests, it's hundreds of acres. And so I can see a scenario where you get lost and nobody will find you. But to be like, they're little people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, and not little people in the sense that we think. They're little people like 2-3 feet tall.
Yeah, think of like little gnomes.
Yeah, like gnomes. What kind of rocks are they throwing at you?
Whatever they pick up, dude. Whether
Exactly.
it's pebbles or not. They still have little
Exactly.
sticks
It's
that go,
pebbles. It's pebbles. If they kidnapped your ass, do you know how long it would take you to die? They're throwing little fucking
But you don't
pebbles
know
and
their
sticks.
strength, dude. What if they're fucking humanoids and shit? They fucking palm a whole ass boulder and just
Yeah,
like,
what if they have a Randy Johnson arm? You're fucked.
yeah, dude. You're fucked. Sports
Fucking
joke.
little gnomes throwing rocks at you. You're hanging upside down.
Hell yeah.
That should be funny.
When you were explaining that, I was thinking of the little wax people from Night at the Museum.
I've never seen it.
You've
I was
never seen it?
thinking of the gnomes from Gravity Falls and those fucking tiki guys from Moana. You see Moana?
I've seen a little bit. Oh yeah, the little tea guys with
Yeah,
the water and shit.
yeah. It reminded me
talking
of those guys, and then the gnomes from Gravity Falls, like a combination
Well,
of the
tiki
two.
guys is probably a good description because of the masks and shit.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
hard.
that's pretty fucking hard. Do you need a flashlight?
No, I'm just gonna
Oh, okay.
Okay,
my bad.
I'll start with another one then.
All right.
This one's a little short, but pretty much
this is why I don't want to do this.
Pretty much this guy is named El Sibon, or the Whistler, and pretty much he is set to walk around Colombia and Valenzuela, and he wears like a tattered white suit and like a wide brimmed hat, I think like a sombrero. Okay. And he carries a sack, and in that sack, it's told to have the bones of his victims. Okay, and he just travels. He just walks around, just fucking chills, and he will whistle. And if you want to add effect, you can add a whistle in like this little thing. That works. Think of that. There you go. So when you hear the whistle, that's how you know he's nearby. Now the catch is he'll come and he'll knock on your front door. Okay, and so if you go open the front door,
Wait, hold on. Why are you doing this?
that effect, dude, it's perfect.
I add it on in post. Continue, Rob.
So you can't ignore this guy. Okay, if you hear that, you gotta open the door. So you go up, you open the door, and what he does is he empties his sack of bones in front of you, and you'll start counting them. Just 1, 2, 3, and you sit there. And the thing is you can't interrupt him. You can't stop him from counting. You gotta sit there. You can't react like a disgusted. You can't react like get out of here or anything like that. You just sit there and you wait for him to be finished counting. Because if you don't, it's said that he'll just kill you and your entire family. So the reason how he came to be was because he was pretty much a spoiled kid, right? Living with his family at a farm. And pretty much what happened is that he was super hungry one day. And so he asked his dad, he was like, hey, can you go out and fetch me some deer, right? His dad was like, okay, I'll be right back. His dad leaves. He leaves for like an hour or two. He comes back empty-handed, and he tells his son, it's like, hey, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to retrieve any deer or anything. I couldn't find nothing. And so the kid, he was angry. And so when his dad walked away, he goes and he kills his father. When he kills his father, he chops him up and he gives him to his mother. He was like, hey, dad brought this for us to eat. So the mother ends up cooking the dad, right? And they're eating his father. So eventually they found out. And when they find out, the grandfather comes and he pretty much beats the kid. He ties him up in a post in the back and he starts whipping him. And he's rubbing alcohol and chile on his body, chili peppers. And after that, he lets him go. And he's like, I don't want you ever to come back here. And the remaining bits of his dad, he puts it in a sack. Has the kid, he gives it to the kid to hold. And he's like, you will carry this. You will not only carry your father's remains, but you will carry your sins. And so the kid, he left, never returned. And the part of the story where he becomes a legend is that I guess his grandfather let the two hungry dogs go and chase him. And so now he wanders the land Just whistling, knocking on doors, and
But wait, what happens when you let him count?
we just let him count. Once he finishes, he picks up his bones, put them in his sack, and he leaves.
Oh, for real?
So what's the part? Why does he need to like go to people's houses? Is it tied into the story at all? Or?
No, that's just what he does.
Oh, so he
goes,
just has
'cause
to
that's
bring
just-
his
I think
burdens
that's just
on
part of
everybody.
his sins. So like the bones of his victims, he just goes around. He's showing you his sins and he's counting them out.
Man, that's fucked up. How you're all you have to answer him
Mhm.
because like if I hear a knock on my door at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and I look outside, I see a fucking like sombrero and there's a guy standing there with the knapsack. I'm not opening it, but then like you have to, or he's gonna break in and kill everybody.
Yeah.
Like, could I switch out? Like, could I tag in my brother and let him deal with it? Like, do I have to?
I don't know that part of the story, but all I know is if you answer it, you're his victim. You wait till he's done. That's it. Or else.
What happens if you're asleep? You didn't answer. You didn't know.
I'm pretty sure you'll hear him.
Or like, is he gonna walk into the side of the house and stare at you through your window
What
until
if
you
he
open it?
What if he just comes in? He starts knocking on Eddie's door right here, and he's like starts whistling, starts knocking. And he's just you open it. There
I
he
can
is.
picture
drops
it
his
so
bones.
well, like a tall
And
ass fucking lanky figure sitting out there with the knapsack waiting for us to open the door, and we're all like, "Rob, go answer it."
It's like, fuck no, bitch, you go answer it. But the thing is, though, like it also makes you question, like, what if you open it, and since we're all here, we all have to sit and watch him.
You know, we can't leave now, right?
Yeah, until he's done counting.
No,
And who
I
knows?
mean like at all. We can't leave the room because what if he didn't knock, but he's waiting outside?
That could be a possibility. And we just gotta sit there and wait for him to finish counting. Who knows how many bones? What if it's the actual 206, or what if there's more?
You asked for this.
It doesn't
I
matter.
didn't.
The thing is, it doesn't matter who opens the door because we're all included.
Yeah, I mean, I'd chill. I would watch him count it, but like, I don't want it to be face to face.
All awkward because
I
you
said
can't
it
make a
Mike Tyson,
reaction.
face
You can't
to
make a
face.
face because if you do, he takes it as disrespect. And he's like, "All right, you know what, dude?
He can't
Y'all
even
dead."
fucking yawn. He's like, "Oh, am I taking too long?" Like,
No.
I'm just tired. Yo, you're tired, aren't
Oh,
you?
you tired,
You
huh?
don't think I'm tired? Oh, I didn't
I've
mean
been
it
wandering
like
these
that.
lands for millions of years."
do you want a water, Eddie? Go get him a water. I don't want to do that. Damn it, I don't want to go.
Rob, do you just want to tell your stories?
Why? What happened to yours? What? Yeah, go ahead, throw it in. They're quick, right?
Rob, do you want to throw yours in?
Yeah, I can.
His are gonna get progressively scarier.
It is. I'm going to
Look at the time.
Yeah, but throw one in yours. Like you did the
Okay,
word
I have
two.
two more if
can't.
that makes you feel better.
That's fine.
So you could throw one in, and then we'll end it with his.
Go ahead, Rob.
All right, all
All right.
right.
All right, so this other one, I think I'm gonna go with two. So this is called the Okiku doll. This is over there in Japan.
Uh-oh.
So pretty much the Okiku doll, how it came to be was there was a brother, a young boy. He saw a doll in the shop, and he wanted to buy it for his sister, right? And he buys this doll for his sister, and he pretty much, obviously gave him the doll. Unfortunately, his sister, she died at only 3 years old of a yellow fever. Okay, so this pretty much, I'm just gonna read it off of here, so because I'm trying to skim through it as I'm talking. But the devastation of this tragedy made her family put the Okiku doll by their daughter's altar to remember her by. You know what I mean? So to their shock and surprise, the hair of the Okiku doll, it started to grow. So it was real short, think of little doll's hair. It started to grow to her shoulders, or to the doll's shoulders. And it started to grow the way like a human does. So family members of the Okiku, we'll call her, they started dreaming of her and waking up to find the doll by their bedside. So when you dream of the doll, it's right there by your bedside. And so pretty much that happened often. So they just got used to it. And so they would cut her hair or whatever, and they would treat it like a little, like a baby. And so now, that doll is actually displayed in, damn, this is terrible. It's displayed in a temple in Japan, and it's pretty much just there. And if you get lucky enough, you will catch a glimpse of her, trimming her hair to maintain its length, and just sit there.
But is it like in a glass case, or is it like...
It's just in a shrine. Like he can walk up and probably like shake her hand or some shit.
So like the little girl's spirit lives on in the doll, and they honor it.
Yeah,
that's kind of a positive outcome. I can kind of jive with that. You know,
I probably should have started that one.
I could fucks with that because like I thought it was more of a I can't name him. I thought it was a different kind of situation where there's different rules at play.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, actually, I do know what you're talking about because this next story has little hints of that.
Okay, well, you know, you guys have the same name.
Oh, the doll! I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you can't disrespect him in any way, shape, or form. You have to be very respectful about his rules and how he sets them, and it doesn't matter where in the world you are. You know, so I'm just acknowledging the amount of power he has. And that's it. And we're moving forward.
They were gonna make a movie about him too, right?
They are?
Yeah, I don't know if they are, but they're dumb. God, your fucking stupid ass stuffed animal up there freaked me out. The little one, the elephant.
Oh, the elephant?
Yeah, all I saw was black eyes staring at me. I was like, whew, these stories really start to get to you, huh?
All right, this last one's pretty wild.
All right.
So pretty much this last one is about a girl named Hanako-chan. Okay, this was in Japan. And there's a lot of like ways of how this started to come up. So some examples was a little girl going to hide during like the war before the bombing and shit. And she hid in like the third bathroom stall in her bathroom, at her school bathroom, and well, she kind of blew up. There's another
what?
Blew up like during the bombings and shit.
Oh, okay.
And so there's another one where she was playing hide and seek. Well, that was actually, sorry, I'm terrible at that. She was playing hide and seek during that, and then a bomb came and killed her. There was also another one where it was like a suicide in a third stall. But the most popular one and the famous one was she was bullied, and she was hiding from her bullies, right? So she went into the third stall of a bathroom, and she's hiding there, has her feet up or whatever. And I guess the bullies went in there, and they were looking for her. They heard her, and when they heard her, they crawled underneath the stall, and they came and they beat her to death.
God damn.
So pretty much how that goes is kind of like it's their version of Bloody Mary, but except you knock 3 times on the third stall in the bathroom, right? You knock 3 times, and that's how you summon her. So when she appears, she gives you different kinds of responses, and as the responses like vary. Sometimes she might just like respond back as hello or whatever, but the thing is if she doesn't respond by saying stop, that's dangerous, that means you're pretty much cooked. She'll be like, might spawn a lizard in front, like throw a dead lizard underneath or whatever, and it's if you go and reach for it, she'll grab you and drag you down to hell with her.
Ah, damn.
Okay, if she opens the door when you walk in, she's taking you. And so pretty much that's just how the story goes. And if she, like I said, if she tells you to stop and like it's dangerous, just leave her the fuck alone, dude. Just be like, all right, my bad, dog. Just peace out and go about your day.
Fuck, you know what's crazy? I feel like I've heard about this too. I feel like I was doing research on this for an episode and then we never covered it.
But that's pretty much all I got for that.
You know what I was thinking throughout this episode? I wonder where all these stories spawn from. Like, they had to come from somewhere.
Right? Because I like how you explained earlier, or was it Devin, where like you explain a story just to keep people away from it. But to have like a creativity to that extent during that time when it was like brought up, I feel like it would had have been real. You know what I mean?
I think it's a combination of what we were discussing earlier, where one, some of these stories were created as cautionary tales or life lessons for, people.
Yeah.
Like La Llorona and how she's been portrayed to Mexican culture as being like a disciplinarian to kids. Some people use her as like, oh, she'll come take you, and other people are like, don't go near river. Like, they just use it for different things. But I also think that some of it comes from an origin point.
Yeah, that's a
like the white faces that we talked about earlier, where it's like there must have been something at some point in human history that made us collectively fear them as a species. but then later on it formed into a cautionary tale.
Yeah, the act of discipline. Don't do that, or else this guy's coming for you.
Yeah, there's something about those faces, and I've heard it discussed before. To some extent. Don't worry, Eddie. We're gonna wrap up soon.
No, I thought I felt the vibration.
I've heard it discussed before to some extent where it's like there's got to be something in our past that was lost to time that used to hunt us or something. And it kind of reminds me of the SWs. I'm not gonna say it, but the SWs, because they're depicted as looking that way in some cultures, and it reminds me of just other creatures that other cultures have talked about. So I'm sure it's like a species of something that used to, like the rake. That
That's what I was thinking of
creepypasta.
when you were talking about
The creepypasta, the rake, it looks like exactly what we're all afraid of as a species. And I don't think there's any one person that would see a white ghostly face,
chilling at a tomb.
chilling outside, whether it be nighttime or daytime, and not be freaked out by it.
Wait, I'm surprised that there isn't enough movies depicting cryptids, at least the big ones.
Like the rake or Jeff the Killer's the creepypasta, like shit like that.
Like
Slender
Jersey
Man?
Devil, Chupacabra.
Jersey Devil's a dog. Chupacabra is a dog.
Talking about like Slenderman.
No. Those are just more like
That's
All
more
creepypastas.
urban legend
Yeah.
creepypasta, but I would consider him to be like a cryptid in a sense.
I mean, he is displayed as the things that we fear. White, linky.
like the turtle I brought up. I'm surprised they haven't made a movie about that. I'm surprised they haven't made a movie about the stuff you said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they
Alaskan
get.
midgets. I think that one would go hard.
Yeah, that would go hard.
I mean, like we've associated them with pop culture already as we gone on. Like the Alaskan midgets are associated with Gravity Falls and Moana, and then like the what was it Hanako?
Yeah, Hanako-san. Chan.
Hanako-chan, it was like that kind of reminds me of like The Grudge or like any Asian horror movie depicting like a little girl,
okay.
Or like they all have their places, they're just not focused. Like you don't want to title a movie like based off of what it is. Like if the
midgets.
yeah, you don't want to put Alaskan midgets or Bigfoot the movie. It's like you're gonna make it more creative. But I think they
Like
make
Narnia.
like Narnia. I think they're more creative about implementing them instead of just being like
And then
the Slender Man movie.
because like La Llorona, they made a movie about that.
Yeah, and they just titled it La Llorona. But she's so popular that you could get away with doing that.
You gotta put some respect on her name, dude.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
have to.
You have to.
Some of these other cultures, they don't know what we went through, They don't know
And
the
vice versa,
fear.
too.
Yeah, we don't know what they went through. But like the Kukui, La Llorona, like the shit that we
I forgot about the Kukui.
No, for real, huh?
That's more like central Mexico. Like that's like
Yeah.
I feel like they hear about it more over there, and here we have more Llorona shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that we all know somebody who knows somebody that's seen her.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to like walk in a room and like say, for example, I walked in here and I see you and Eddie on your knees just being like, just repeating, like whispering, saying, "I'm sorry for seeing your face without permission." I would hate to look around in that situation.
What?
Like, say if I like walked in from taking a piss right now and I see you and Eddie facing his closet and you guys are on your knees and like you're like if you're bowing and praying and begging to like for your lives to be saved, and all you're whispering over and over again is, "I am sorry for seeing your face."
Is
without
that why
permission."
she gets mad? La Llorona?
No.
That I don't know. I was just saying like it'd be fucking wild.
Well,
Oh,
what is that associated with?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, what the fuck? You don't just describe a creepy ass scenario. I thought that was like tied into like,
I was just saying
Llorona
the scenario,
lore.
bro. Like I just walked in.
dude, that is creepy as shit. You don't get to paint a picture like that on the random.
Oh, my fault.
That's fucking.
Look like the
wild.
all nonchalant shit.
I know. I thought it was like maybe something. With like
I was trying to connect. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I never heard that.
Yeah, I thought she stole kids. I didn't think she got mad for you looking at her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking.
My fault. You were telling a story and I just branched off like that.
That's fucking nuts.
That'd be fucking wild.
creepy as
That was
fuck.
fucking creepy.
Yeah, because then what do? You walk in, you see us on the fucking.
Like, do I just close the door and be like, all right, that's none of my business. I ain't
But
gonna
then,
look
like,
at whoever the fuck.
no matter what happens at that point, you gotta close your eyes, because if you turn around, it doesn't matter if you. you shut the door, you don't shut the door, you walk in, you don't walk in. As soon as you turn around, it's right there. Whatever it is. Or what if you don't turn around? Like, what if you turn around, it's not there, right? And then you look up, and it's right there.
Damn. Fucking wild.
Like that one Blair Witch movie. Remember we saw that movie?
Yeah.
Where they were in the house.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie, Rob?
She didn't get mad at them for looking at her, did she?
No, I think she did. But she was about to get out. So she was maneuvering around the house with the camera. And I think the whole thing is you can't directly be looking at her. But you let's say you're walking backwards to the camera and you see on the side of the screen where you're going.
Yeah.
I don't think that counts. So
right, make eye contact.
Yeah. So right as she was about to get out of the house, she outside was right there.
Oh,
she
man.
decided to look back and boom, she was dead.
Oh, I do remember that.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All of us were like, that chick is so fucking stupid.
Fuck,
She was right there.
If I saw the door, I'm fucking taking off, dude.
Yeah,
Hell no.
that's dumb. Why, why would you? I do remember that. I
Usain
remember
Bolt
being
would only
upset.
imagine to have my kind of speed if I ever fucking saw that.
Oh no,
kind
I
of shit.
imagine with that story that you told me about you and who was it? You two and who was the last person?
Kyle.
Oh, we're running at the church?
I still don't remember the circumstances around it.
We all experienced our own shit. And
we all have different stories. All I know is that we all simultaneously decided to start running away. Whether it was a person, a dog, a ghost,
See,
a
and
fucking.
that is why I run miles every day. So in case of something like that happens again, I'm the first one out that motherfucker. I ain't getting tired. I'm just gonna straight run until I
and
can't
I'm with
run no
two
more.
tall, lanky dudes. So of course I think I got dusted, but I was running my little ass off. And
Yeah, Kyle was the one that was left behind, huh? I
think
hate the fact that I got to the car, turned back, Devin and Kyle were fucking good, still way back there. I was like, no, you don't fucking way, dude.
Well, I mean, you're still. It's like being a safe base. You're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
you
I'm
can
chilling.
say that, but you have the keys.
Yeah, I know. So
if you got fucking snatched, I'm gonna just keep on running. If I run straight,
I
the
hate that you brought up
the
cars.
graveyard was there, and I'm like, I'm not gonna run towards the fucking graveyard. And if I go to the left, there was all the reservation stuff, right? Is the reservation over there?
Yeah.
So all the rest stuff, and so who knows who the fuck was over there? The screenwalkers and shit waiting for me.
I hate that you brought up cars because
of your story.
Because of me seeing the face in my rear view. But I can also imagine a scenario where all three of us get in the car and we start driving away, and then one of us happens to notice somebody else sitting in the car with us.
Dude, what if we were driving right now, or about to head out, and Eddie's waving by, and we start our car and we look back one more time before leaving Eddie, and there's someone standing right behind Eddie?
I don't know what I would do. I might just leave. I might get out. I might just freeze. What would you do?
I think I'd probably call Eddie over here, but yo, Eddie, I gotta talk to you real quick. Play it cool.
What if it follows him?
Damn.
What if it's because I was thinking about this when we were talking about the thing, standing behind the door.
Yeah.
What if it's a scenario where it follows you the way a paranormal thing only can, and so it's right behind you, but every time you turn to look, it's not there, but it's always behind you. So you turn your head and it's turning its head with you, and the only time you could see it is if you look in a mirror or you catch a glimpse of it, right?
Fuck.
So we see Eddie walking over, wobbling over, and he's got that fucking thing behind him.
Wobbling?
I'm gone.
Wobbling.
I'm not gonna be oh, Eddie, are you okay?
Right? Honestly, I would try calling Eddie over to see if it would follow.
Why is he
But if
not
it
saying
started
anything about the
following,
wobbling?
I'm not sure what
Do I
the
wobble,
fuck I
Rob?
did.
Yeah, it would freak me out, especially what if we
Why is no one
saw
saying
something
anything?
standing behind him,
I
and
wobble?
as soon as he started wobbling over, it disappeared behind him,
Is there a tuba
And
sound
then-
every time I walk?
and then he comes over to the car, and then you see it behind him still.
Oh no.
It disappears when he's walking, but then when he stops, you can
reappears.
see it, and it's looking at you, and you're looking at it.
I love how we're using Eddie as an example. If we're not gonna leave him home alone.
I know. But like you said, I'm gonna play Minecraft. I'm gonna put on Minecraft videos and just go to bed.
I'm gonna listen to the most stupidest shit on my way
I
back.
know, dude, me
I'm
too.
And
Smosh music video,
And,
the campfire
I'm
song.
about to tell the boys, yo, dude, I'm finna play some Overwatch.
And for
You wanna
me,
go?
I'm more sleeping. I'm already on this side and conscious.
I still got a long drive back.
So everything's kind of going over my head.
CAMPFIRE.
Your
Yes,
purpose
ONG
letting
song.
go over your head, dude. I respect it.
Wait, what?
I say you're purposely letting everything go over your head, and I respect
Yeah.
it.
Nah, it'll get him right now when he's laying down.
He's alone. He's gonna think.
He'll text us. He'll be all fuck you.
He's gonna hear. And that's it, dude.
And then the
Hell no, he's gonna hear on the window too.
oh, the window tap is so creepy. The
It's like, is
no, tap the plastic up top.
that okay, Eddie?
Yeah, just lightly.
I'm saying it's okay.
No, don't do it.
Okay. I don't want to do it because I fear, but I don't want to.
No, I don't want to do it
Scratch.
because I don't know if that's gonna break
Yeah, that's kind of why I asked permission.
If what will break?
the record player.
Nah, if you tap the.
Hey, you.
Yeah,
don't-
that's good. That's good. That's actually. Oh wait,
You can just edit. The
wait.
freaking
Wait.
You know what's funny? You guys are imitating it, so it's gonna come after you guys, not me.
Yeah, it's all right. Ever, it's close. Yeah, that was a creepy ass episode. And it was more ghosts than cryptids, but we got a mix of everything. That was a good. That was a good.
I think
vibe.
we had to put in ghosts. It's
Yeah.
a must.
Well, it's spooky hour, and I think everybody can relate.
And you
to
know what?
ghosts.
For the next 2 episodes, we're doing this shit in the day.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. Of
No,
course,
we're
I have
not.
the equipment. So
No.
what are you guys gonna do?
The last
Dude,
one that we do, we got to do that one.
No, if we're doing it.
No, we have to do it at night. We have to, Eddie.
No.
because this one was good.
All
dude,
right,
just
we'll
because
do
I
it
was
at night, but
fucking
let's do it
scared.
at one of you guys' house. See how you like it.
Oh,
Okay.
hell no. We're doing it at Devin's house. Not mine.
Dude, I don't give a shit. Come over. You know how easy it'd be for me? What I hate about this is I gotta take a long drive back by myself. Right? If we did it at my house, first off, both of you would get to drive home together. So you got that. And you live relatively close to each other. As soon as you leave, you know what I'm doing? I'm hopping on my games. Or I'm gonna turn on some fucking movie and pass out. I ain't gonna think about it. When I think about it, is that long, dark road.
I'm
going-
chilling with fucking Eddie, laughing and talking the entire time. It's gonna make me forget, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we could do it at my house. I don't give a shit.
All right.
But we're doing it at night. We have to do every single Halloween special we've ever done has been at night. We're not changing it now.
It's only been 2.
Exactly. We got to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
You're letting yourself get freaked out.
No. I'm not.
Dude, this no.
No.
No. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for listening to this week's episode of the Spooky Hour. What are we doing next week, boys? It's the
Secret.
what?
The secret.
No.
How do we call it? The she shanties.
Sea shanties. There you
Is
go.
it sea shanties or is
Yeah.
it the?
Sea shanties.
We get to talk about mermaids, dude. Little mermaid
Okay.
up in this
Okay.
bitch.
Yeah. Next week is the sea
I'm sorry,
shanties.
Crip
Wait,
Fucking
is it?
No. Yeah. Wait. I'll pull it up.
Or is it Unsolved Mysteries? Oh, no, it's sea shanties.
Yeah.
I'm pulling- I'm
We're
pulling-
spoiling our shit, dude.
No, it's fine. We can give them a little bit of a schedule. So, yeah, next week is gonna be the sea shanties, and then after that, we're gonna do unexplained mysteries from, it's self-explanatory. And then following that episode, we're gonna do the Halloween special, and that one should be a banger. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you again for tuning in and listening. Appreciate you all. And hopefully you didn't listen to this at night. And if you did, extra props to you. Until next time, bye-bye.
You didn't even ask if what we wanted to say at the end.
Yeah, because you guys never do.
I said one last time. I actually have stuff written down or typed down just to say.
Oh,
Damn.
This concludes the Moon Men podcast. The end.
Ghost. I saw an alien. Wow, it scared me. It did. Then I saw the skeleton dancing. Wow, that was neat.